Yeah, I felt tremendous pressure growing up.
Okay.
I felt like
I forgot to ask you. Monica,
I
did you
felt
feel pressure growing up?
I knew the question was a little bit deeper than that, but I felt that yeah, time was running out. Like I was only gonna be supported for so long
That's interesting. And it was
before.
communicated clearly to you like in that way.
And obviously, it wasn't said exactly. It wasn't said outwardly like that. But if I didn't figure it out soon, they'd be very worried and be cause for concern. And who would I be? And I'd be like a loser on some level. And
Interesting.
yeah, that was a rush to like have everything figured out, being controlled by a certain age, or I'd be in a different group.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I think also just the other missing ingredient, of course, it's connected to spirituality, but I think as parents, we tend to put emphasis on the wrong things. I mean, even think about when the kids are young, right? While homework's important and bedtime and eating, they're all beneficial for overall well-being. Nothing's more important for your children than knowing you believe in them and that you love them unconditionally. And I think that that was the other thing. I'm like, okay, well, then do you really believe in me if you're that worried if I don't have it figured out by a certain time? Like for me, it was like any perceived wrong turn or failure was an indication that I was on the wrong road. So that was tremendous pressure, tremendous.
Yeah, and I think that again, I think you touched upon a very important idea that consciously and unconsciously, the messages that children receive from their parents growing up impacts for their. I remember I've shared this story on the podcast before, but I'll share it again because I think it's so clarifying. This person has since passed, but I met somebody who was a very, very successful business person. And he was already in his mid 80s when I was talking to him, having this conversation. We were talking about his father, and he was telling me with great pain at age 85, and it had been already probably 25 years since his father has passed, and certainly 85 years since he was born, how much pain he still has about the fact that his father never believed that he would amount to anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's so important as parents that we, as you said, really take the time, verbalize it, show it in action, because it's not enough just to verbalize it. But I want to add one more thing to that, or maybe a caveat. Being supportive of your children does not mean that you say everything they're doing or done is great.
Yeah.
It just means that I know that you have, as we often say to our children, a beautiful, powerful soul. You have great things to do in this world, and you have the ability to do that. Now, at the same time, there might have been something you've done here. Maybe you have something to learn. It's not just that you've come over to this challenge and therefore, oh, you're 100% right all the time. That would be silly. Although sometimes I think parents misconstrue support with the no need for anybody to change ever.